my Facebook channel, which is Al Murray. You can look it up on not Facebook, but on YouTube. You can just go to YouTube and search Al Murray carrot bars, and it's Murray, as you see down here. But listen, I want to welcome each and every one of you for jumping in on this fast this 5 and 5 fundamentals class. This is something that we do every single Thursday at 7:30. The intent of this class to last anywhere from 1 hour to an hour and a half. This is a class that, for the most part, you all, it's a participation. We want you all to participate in this class. I'm hoping that you all grab pen and paper. We're going to do a list building exercise in here, and we're going to do some role play. So we want to make sure the objective is to make sure that everyone comes out of this class, understands what they need to do to accomplish 5 and 5, and what they need to do in order to start building and reach that goal level, obviously, that you're going to need to, for those new folks moving forward, to be able to withdraw their gold. So again, we're excited about what's going on here with our company. And I'm just trying to give you guys a moment to grab pen and paper. Hopefully you have your Gladiators Club form and or your pipeline form, at the very minimum, pen and paper. Okay, so I understand it's a holiday, so to speak, or Halloween, if you will. Numbers seem to be a little slower here on the line, but what that does is it gives us a chance to really break down and allow you all to ask questions and what have you. We do want to ask you all to make sure that you keep your lines muted out. That's going to be very pertinent here, because we want to make sure that, you know, we can leave the line so that if you have questions at that point in time, you can unmute and ask those questions. Okay. So I appreciate you all for complying with those small few rules. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Al Murray, and I want to welcome you all here to our 5 and 5 fundamentals class. The 5 and 5 fast track bonus should be your first goal for every single affiliate getting started in this business. The first goal is to achieve this 5 and 5 fast track bonus. And what that simply is just you as an affiliate helping 5 people within your first 5 weeks get your package level or higher, should you start at the VIP level or lower. This will give you a free promotion to the next level, and you can do it twice within that 5 weeks. So let's say the first 2 weeks you get started as you start yourself as a silver. It takes you 2 weeks to get 5 people in as silver or higher. That gives you a free promotion to the gold level. And from that point, you still have 3 weeks left in your 5 and 5 fast track bonus period. And if you help 5 additional people get started at the gold level or higher, then what that will do is it will allow you to move to the VIP level, which saves you about 3,000 euros. Now, based upon the new information that just came out from corporate, those of you that have gotten started after July 4th, 2019, as of November 1, you will need to be gold or higher to withdraw 100 KBC for 1 gram of gold, to exchange that. So what the company has done is they said, now if you start at the bronze or silver level, you can, when you bring on 5 affiliates at that gold level or higher, they will promote you to the gold level. So that's huge. Okay, so what that simply means is you can get started as a bronze, bring on 5 people at the gold level, and get promoted straight to gold. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now I understand it might be a little bit of fallback on that, the requirement for withdrawing the gold, um, but understand, I don't make the rules. I'm just here to help you guys better be able to comply with them and better be able to take advantage of them. So with that, folks, let's make sure that we are achieving this 5 and 5 bonus. It's something that we really have to make sure that we're pushing to our teams, folks. You've got to start saying 5 and 5. If you're an affiliate, you've got to start pushing this to your affiliates. We were just Crypto Steve, myself, and Mr. Amazing Rodney Roach, and a few other, and Kevin Robinson. We just did a training in Orlando and in Tampa this past weekend. And in one of those training classes, I took a poll, maybe, I don't know, 70 folks in the room, and less than 10% of the room had achieved 5 and 5. 5 and 5 was something that I accomplished by accident. I didn't even know we had the program, but I went out and just started doing what we should be doing in this business from the start, and that's sharing this with everybody that we know, like, and love. And I achieved the 5 and 5. I got the notice that I got a free upgrade, and I was excited. You know what I mean? Didn't know what it was, but obviously we took it. And of course, when I got started back in the time, many of you probably know my story. I got started as a silver. That's what I did. I got started as a silver in the business. That's when you had to buy your coins separate, and you had to come in at a status separate. Now, when I first got started, I wasn't really looking to build this business. I was getting involved for the gold and the crypto. So I just got a silver package. It had nothing to do with coins. Now you can acquire a silver package for the coins. You get them both. They're synonymous. So you get the best of both worlds. But that's how it was. I just went out and just started sharing the program with folks about getting crypto and about setting up gold, not necessarily doing the business. And people bought the coins. I actually went through sales and volume from folks actually acquiring the coins. So folks, I'm telling you now, we need to do this. Why? Because it promotes your new affiliates to the next level, and it builds belief. Now imagine you get somebody who can only afford $150 or 150 euro package, but now they can go straight to gold by helping 5 people get started at the gold level or higher. That, to me, that's huge right there. I love that. That's a tremendous boon. And it saves folks money. Okay. It gives you more people to work with. So you sponsor a person and you're helping them get their 5 and 5. Now you've got 6 people to work with. It's incredible. Okay. You both get paid, and that builds belief for you and your person. Okay. Your new affiliate. It helps. That's the main thing that a new person needs is in this business. You have to help them build their belief. And I like to look at a new person, a new affiliate in this business, like they're a light bulb. Okay. A light bulb starts out very bright in the beginning, and then it starts to diminish over time until ultimately it goes out. Okay. But what we want to do is we want to create eternal light bulbs in this business. And you do that first and foremost by helping folks, your new affiliates, hit certain milestone marks. That first is 5 and 5. The second would be the WBW pin. Okay, that's getting that 20 affiliates. And congratulations to Ms. Poole for doing that as well. I heard as well that you just got your first 20 affiliates. Congratulations to you. We're super excited. And here you're pushing for that gold director level as well. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, Ms. Poole. Anything I can do to help you accomplish that, please let me know. But folks, we've got to make sure that we are pushing this 5 and 5. Okay. This is something that you want to be happening or duplicating 100 levels deep within your organization. That's what this business is all about. We do what duplicate. We don't do what works. We do what duplicates. Duplication is what we're looking for in this business. You need to start, you want to learn the fundamentals, you want to learn the language of the business, and then you want that duplicating throughout the folks that you are bringing into the business. Listen, this is just as big as the requirement of our commitment to acquire at least 1 gram of gold every single month. Now, listen, I want to tell you how to acquire that gold. What we're doing is we want to make sure that we're getting 1 gram of cash gold. Okay, 1 gram of cash gold, and we want you to get it like this: 1/10, another 1/10, another 1/10, another 1/10, another 1/10, another 1/10, 10 times. So now what you've done is you've created 10 contracts, 10 transactions within your business code. Okay. And that's, any business should be tracking what they're doing. You want to have productivity. So when we start, we want to begin with the end in mind. So the end in mind will be to hit these gold director levels and higher, gold director elite levels and higher, right? So with those levels, to hit gold director, guess what? To hit bronze director, you need 50 transactions. Now you can get 50 transactions with 50 people getting 1 gram of gold, or you can get it with 5 people getting 1 gram of gold doing 10 transactions getting that gram of gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 transactions, 1 gram of gold. So this is what you have stored in your back office wallet. But when you go, if you choose to ever withdraw it or bring it down, then you can actually have the 1 gram digit, have this delivered to you rather than the individual tenths of grams of gold. So understand, folks, bronze, 50 transactions, silver, 100 transactions, gold, 200 transactions, and then to go gold director elite, you need to have a gold director under you with the 200 transactions, and your team has to have 300 transactions. Okay, now that's a little bit beyond the 5 and 5 fast track bonus, but we've got to understand why we do certain things, and this is why we want to put a requirement. It's here. You want folks, as they get started, to have some goals, and those are the goals that we are looking to achieve. So understand, most of the folks that get started in this business, they get started on a part-time basis, anywhere from 5 to 10 hours per week. Okay. Now this is, just imagine what we talk about from this point on happening 100 levels deep within your organization, folks. Well beyond, possibly what you are doing. It's you may not even know these people in your organization, but because you have the structure set up from the beginning, you beginning with the end in mind as it continues, folks. It's happening with you can't even do anything to stop it. Okay. So why do we want to do this, folks? Because it creates leverage. All right. And again, this philosophy is just as big as acquiring that 1 gram of gold every single month through 10 transactions. Okay. Now, one thing do want to share with you about the 10 transactions. On one credit card or one debit card, you can only do 10 transactions per month, every 30 days. All right. So if you plan on doing something else with your gold later on, maybe you'll just do 8 transactions getting, this or what have you. And then so that way you have 2 other transactions to do something else that you want. If you only have one card, okay. If you got multiple cards, and you can, make it work how you want to make it work. I just want to make sure that you understand that once you get to 10 transactions on one card, you won't be able to make any more transactions for until the next month. Okay. So and it's 30 or 31 days. So it's from the 10th to the 10th, 11th to the 11th, 12th to the 12th. Okay. Now let's understand this, folks. And this is leverage, folks. And we like to do this because leverage makes all the difference in the world. So let's talk about and let's just say you go out and you just commit to putting 5 hours. We said 5 to 10 hours, but we're going to do these calculations on just 5 hours. All right. So you're working 5 hours a week. Okay. And during that 5 hours a week, you find 5 people that are just like you, broke, busted, disgusted, or maybe just want to make a difference in your financial situation and believe in building wealth. And that's what you're looking to do. So you find 5 people that are like you, right? Now, those 5 people, you have them. They're doing the same thing. They're putting in 5 hours per week. So if you put in that 5 hours a week and you can find 5 hours, now look, you do those 5 people do their 5 hours. That's 25 hours now working. Okay. Now, those 25 hours, guess what? They generate and help these 5 people get their 5 people. Okay. Now, everybody's putting in 5 hours a week. So that's another 125 hours that you have working. So let's total this up now. You've got 31 people working for a total of 155 hours per week. For me, I believe that's huge. And the reason that's huge is because not one person on this line could work 155 hours a week, let alone consistently. All right. So now let's take these numbers and let's multiply them by 10. Okay. So now you're talking about 10 hours per week. Now you're talking about what? 110 hours per week, folks. That's incredible. All right. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of leverage. This is just like the people that you have that, you work for companies that have this kind of leverage. The boss has this kind of leverage through their employees. Now, we're all independent entrepreneurs. Okay. But you have now leveraged yourself through other people. And there's a total of an additional 30 people responsible for your income. That's huge, okay? Because most households have either one or two income generators, okay? Husband, wife, or one or the other, okay? So now you've added 30 people now to those folks that are responsible to bringing income into your household. Now let's look at this, okay? This is the effect of 5 and 5. You go out and you put that list together. This list is super important. That's why I'm hoping that you guys will participate, okay? You need to participate because you want your people that come on to this training after you to participate. All right. So now you put down 100 names, okay? Write them down physically, mind dump them, pull them out of your phone, pull them out of any type of apparatus where you have names and numbers. Christmas cards, your Christmas card list. Who did you invite to your wedding? You're planning your son or daughter's wedding. Who are you inviting to that wedding? Listen, all of these people should know that you have a business now. All right. So you put all of those names and numbers on the phone. Don't cut this out, folks, because remember, people are going to do what you do. They're not going to do what you say. So what we want you to do is we want you to do this for obvious reasons. And this is why, folks, because now you, through your 100 list, you duplicate that and you now find 5 people to do the business with you. Remember these very same 5 people here? Okay. 5 is a very prominent number in this business, and you'll start to realize that, right? But now you find 5 people that are just like you and ready to do this thing. They put their list together, okay? And remember, these are the activities that you want happening within your organization, levels deep, because this is what drives your income, okay? So now, sorry about that. Um, let's move this out. All right, so let's just make sure. So as you're doing this, now the duplication starts over. Now now these folks, let's say Walter, and these are actual folks that are part of the team here. Okay, now these folks, this now Walter, for instance, now he's got his list of 100, and he does his work, and now he's got 5 people and a list of 500 names himself. So let's just say as this starts to duplicate, right? What this is this represents each one of these people. Walter, this is Walter. Walter finds his 5, okay? And this is his 5. Trey finds his 5, and this is his 5. Mark, and so on. Now you've got about 3,100 prospects, folks, to talk to in your business. It's huge the way this works because understand, it's much, much easier for me getting Walter, my best friend, started in the business, okay? And then working through his list of 100 and talking to his people than it is for me to talk to people that I don't know anymore because I've gone through my list of 100 and now I'm prospecting. I'm talking to cold market people, bringing folks into the business. But remember, we can bring Walter's brother, sister, aunt, cousin, mother, brother, best friend, friends, or what have you into the business. It's easy to talk to them. So we do what's called tap rooting. Tap rooting creates leverage again, because here's the thing, folks, you don't know who's going to be that top person that's going to get started and take your business to the next level. So while you work through Walter, okay, Walter might lead you to 1 or 2 people that ultimately become gold. Okay, just think about the fact that just think about the structure here. Mr. Dalco is, I don't know how many levels above me, but I'm one of the gold directors, elites within his organization, well below. Okay. We work together. I work with Mr. Dalco. Mr. Dalco calls me and we work together. Okay. So that's him working with people way down the line and he's tap rooting. That tap rooting helps me build my business. And that's what you need to do in your business as well to find the leaders. So what we want to do now is we're going to take about 10 minutes, okay? And I need you guys to really grab pen and paper. I'm going to need you to unmute afterwards, okay? And just share with folks maybe how many people you put on your list, okay? And we're going to do this professionally, and we're going to do it. I'm going to hope that you guys are going to participate, all right? So listen, I want you guys to grab pen and paper, and I'm going to just mention some occupations. I'm going to give you some instructions, and as I mentioned certain occupations and certain people, I want you to just start writing down the names that make sense to you. One name per line, straight down, because you're going to come back and put their telephone numbers behind them. a little bit later, and you're going to finish this list. Okay. Now you want to leave some room so that you can keep some notes, write down some dates and some notes. So this is the way this Gladiators Club form works. Okay. You see the name, telephone number, and the date that you contacted this person. Okay. Once you expose this person to some sort of third party tool, they've been exposed. You write those folks down on here. Okay. The introduction and how you exposed them with what. Was it a webinar, a landing page, or what have you? Then you've got the date that you did this on. And then now you can put down the names of the folks that got started and the date that they got started. Okay. So you keep these forms. And what's awesome is when you show your list, when you sponsor somebody into the business, you want to show them their name on your list, because that breeds, again, the belief and the understanding that this list is important. Okay. Because they see that you've now done it. You're not just telling them to do it. They see that you've done it yourself. Okay. So now what I want you to do is I want you to put pen to paper, and we're going to open up our mind, and we're going to dump the people out of our mind onto paper. Okay. So what we want to do is I want you to think about those people that you might feel as though don't necessarily need this business. Some of the folks that you know that are already having success, we call them reds in this business. We call them people that are on our chicken list. Let's put them on our list. Let's identify who these people are, and let's put them on the list. Who is it that you believe that would really turn this business up if they decided to do it? Hands and eyes should be down on the paper. We should be writing right now. Let's write down 5, 10, 15, 20 people that you would be typically reluctant to share this business with because you feel like they don't need it. They have success. These are high influence people, people that lead others, people like your pastor, people like your doctor, people like your attorney, people like certain business owners, maybe your mentors. Okay. Folks that you go to for assistance. If you needed a day loan or something, who would you go to? Who do you know that has the currency that would always be able to lend that to you? Somebody that you look up to. So let's put those names on the list, folks. We're going to take about 10 minutes, and we're going to go through this list building exercise. Okay. So let's let's write those people down. Okay, let's start. If your mom and your dad are still with you here, if your mom and dad are still on earth, are still living, put their names down. Your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, they're still here. Put them down. Okay. What about brothers and sisters? Put them down. Do you have any children? Put them down. Both of my children are involved in this business. Okay. Put them down. Aunts and uncles. I have aunts and uncles that are participating in a part of this business. Put them down. Cousins, put them down on the list. Okay. Friends and neighbors, put them on the list. Okay. People you work with, put them on your list. People that you worship with, that you go to church with, put them on your list. People that, who do you think about when you think about who's your doctor? Who's your barber? My barber is a part of the business. Who's your doctor? Who's your postal worker? Who delivers your mail? Co-workers. Who lives in your hometown? The hometown that you may have moved away from. Who sold you your insurance policy? Who sold your life insurance policy? Who sold you your automobile insurance policy? Who do you know that's in sales? Who do you know that's a human resources, in human resources, a director or so? Who do you know that is an office manager, any type of manager? When we think of accounting, who do you think of? Who does your taxes? When you think about aerobics, who likes aerobics? Who teaches aerobics? Who do you know in the Air Force? Who do you know that works for airline? Who do you know that likes antiques? Who do you know that's in the Army? Who do you know that retired from the Army? Who do you know that's an athlete, a coach? Coaches work very well in this business because they are used to coaching people. And it's an awesome thing. I've moved from coaching children and teaching um, teenagers and preteens how to play football to now working with adults and coaching them on how to build a business. Okay. So listen, who's your broker? Who sold you your mortgage? Who helped you get your mortgage? Who sold you your mutual funds? Who helped you get your set up your investment, your portfolio? Who do you know that builds houses? Who do you know that's a fireman? Who do you know in the PTA, Boosters Club? Who's coached you in the past? Who's come to you about opportunities like this in the past? Who do you know that works at a grocery store? Who does your hair? Who do you know that works at a health club? Who do you know that likes hospitals or works at a hospital, likes horses? Who do you know that works at a hotel? Who do you think about when you think about eye care? Who wears glasses, contacts? Who helped you get your glasses or contacts? Who do you know that's a DJ? Who do you know in education? Who do you know that's a teacher? Counselors. Who do you know that works at the library? You know any librarians? Who do you know that likes martial arts, judo, karate, teaches martial arts, watches those type of um, MMA events? Who's your orthodontist? Who's your orthopedic? Who changes your oil? Who works on your automobile? Who do you know that likes pets? Who sold you your phone? Who do you know that works at the pizza place, pizza parlor? Who do you know that's a policeman? Who do you know that sells mobile homes? If you're just joining, we're working on a list right now. We're working on our list. We're writing this list down. Who do you know in skin care? Also, folks, I need you to understand that 80% of your business should come outside of your local locality. So wherever you are, you work in your local locality, you work within your hometown to get the people outside of your hometown. So who do you know in the states around you? So for instance, if you live in Maryland, who do you know in DC? Who do you know in Virginia? Who do you know in Delaware? So let's think about other locations. Okay, I'm going to mention some states now, and you think about who you know in those states. Okay, who do you know in Alabama? Who do you know in California? Who do you know in Colorado, Connecticut? Who do you know in Delaware? Who did you go to college with? Some of your college mates. Who do you know in Florida? Who do you know in Georgia? Who do you know in West Virginia? Who do you know in Virginia? Tennessee. Who do you know in Tennessee? Who do you know in South Carolina? Who do you know in Pennsylvania? Pen should be the paper, folks. Understand, you got to take this serious. I'm teaching you some good stuff right now. And if you can put these and implement this into your business, I'm telling you, you're going to have a lot of success. Who do you know outside of the United States? Okay. I was up this morning. I was up Tuesday morning doing webinars in Australia. Okay. We're doing webinars in South Africa. Okay. Understand, folks, we're in 144 different countries around the world. Who do you know in Canada, British Columbia, Alberta, Quebec, Ontario? Who do you know in Africa? Who do you know in the United Kingdom? Who do you know in Germany? Who do you know in Italy? We just opened up Singapore. Who do you know in Singapore? Understand this, folks. You know, you're gonna grow a business that is gonna go well beyond where you are. You know, I have an organization with well over 1,000 people in it. Okay, and and honestly, I've been casual with my business. I've been casual. I haven't even gotten to the point where I've worked it as hard as I can. Okay, so I'm telling you, folks, people will join your business. You'll start to sign up certain leaders, and they'll start tearing this thing up. Okay, so what I want to do at this point, and I'm going to need you guys to step up. I'm going to need you to unmute, and we're going to do this one at a time. So I just want you to unmute and maybe just share with us how many people you were able to add to your list. Okay. Um, Tell us a little bit about your list, or what have you. So we're going to open up. Well, we'll take the first person. Anyone? Okay. So I'm just asking for somebody to step up and unmute and just share with us something about their list.
Hey, Mr. Murray.
Uh-oh. Let me make sure. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm Danielle Settles.
Okay,
Um,
Danielle, hold on one second for me. I need to
okay,
find out what's happening here. Okay, good. Let's do this. Okay, Danielle, go ahead.
okay, I'm very nervous.
All right,
I
no
have
problem.
the pipeline tracker,
Okay.
and I had already started on it. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I was able to add about, there were some names I couldn't remember, so I went to LinkedIn to figure out what they were.
Mm-hmm.
But I was adding about 4 or 5 names
Okay.
out of, I already have 45, which I've already been working on.
Okay.
And I've just been steadily adding to my list. I haven't gotten quite to 100 yet.
Okay. Okay.
And these names make up um, people I've met in the past that I had fallen out of touch with, that I want to get in touch with. Some of them are family members, um, people I work with or worked with in the past as well,
Mm-hmm.
um, and acquaintances that I feel like I made a connection with.
Okay. Great, 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 great. Well, that sounds good. So listen, what I want to encourage you to do is go back, put the names down, and this is everybody. We're going to need to go back, homework, put the numbers down next to those names. And I'm glad you got that pipeline tracker. That's a great tool to use. And what you want to do is continuously add to this list as you remember people, add to the
Mhm.
list. And one of the ways to grow your list is to simply prospect. Now that's another training, okay?
Okay.
We will go through how to prospect and things of the like, but I'm sure your sponsor can help you with that, okay? So,
Okay.
thank you so much for stepping up. How long have you been in the business?
I've been in since April, but I really didn't start till mid-August.
Okay, 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 good stuff. And do you have a team right now? How many have you been able to sponsor anybody into the business yet?
I have sponsored 2 for myself, 2 for my mom, and I'm working on my brother.
Okay, okay, okay. Starting in the family first, that's always good. Well,
Okay.
listen, just make sure that you take this list exercise very seriously. And then what
Okay.
you want to do is you want to invite them onto this call next week.
Okay.
Okay, because and you want to do that because this is what's going to duplicate. You actually want to be on this call with your team. You want your team on here and you want to be on here because that way if they're not participating you can step up and and you can encourage them to participate as well. Okay, so I
Okay.
appreciate you participating. Sometimes I know it's hard, but understand we're not going to bite, and so I really appreciate you stepping up and sharing with us.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, and good luck in your business. Anyone else? Anyone else? One more person, if you would.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Jan Rappaport,
Hey, Jan.
and I've been in the business for about a month.
Okay.
And I have about 60 people on my list. I took names from my address book that I send out cards to.
All right.
And I also have a few people from my practice. And I have not signed anybody up yet.
Okay.
So I'm kind of feeling discouraged.
Okay. And what do you think is the main problem why you haven't been able to sign anyone up yet?
I don't know.
Okay. How many people do you think you've contacted so far?
I started sending out emails. Okay, but I did not get any response. So what I did was my one of the people that's helping me is Whitney Curry,
Okay.
and she said to call people and say, listen, I've got something that I want to get your opinion on. Can I send it to you? And I did that with 3 people, and they I said, okay. I sent it to them. They seemed interested. We set up times, and then they didn't follow through.
Okay. Okay. So so you sent them some information.
Yes,
They
and
said that
I sent them 2 videos, one on crypto and one on Dominic.
okay.
That's like a 13-minute video that she recommended that I send them. And I called to find out the night before if they had watched the videos to make sure that they had. And I called in the morning. I got no response back from them. So I had to cancel the meetings that I had
Okay.
with the
Okay.
leaders. And it was really upsetting.
Okay. Well, understand. See, sometimes this is how this works. Okay. And what you want to do is you got to make sure that you don't take it personal. Nobody says no to you. They're saying no to an opportunity. And honestly, when you put a perspective and an understanding on what no really means in this business, no means not right now.
Okay.
Okay, so it doesn't mean that they won't get started. Many times people need to see that you're having success. They need to see that you don't really need them, and that should be your posture to start off. We want to work with people, but we don't necessarily need them. I want you to get started with me. I hope you get started with me, but if you don't, it's not going to stop me from doing what I need to do. So you're not uncommon, but what I want to help you do is understand the mindset that we want to have here, and then sometimes you have to put yourself in the other person's shoe, and then also realize that the fortune comes in the follow-up. Okay, so what you should do is continue to follow up, but don't bother and badger. Okay, we don't, because when you bother and badger and you overcall people, you lose posture, and they start to think, wow, this person must not be having any success. Okay, so what I would say, Jim Rome is one of my mentors, and you can ask Dr. Curry about that, either one of them, Whitney or Dom, and they'll tell you to make up in numbers what you lack in skill. So while, I might be, maybe, let's say I'm better at this than you are, okay? But, let's say I could get 9 out of 10 people, okay? But you can only get 1 out of 10, okay? We have a contest, and I talk to 10 people and get 9. You talk to 100 people and get 10. You've done better than me. Okay. So don't get discouraged. What you want to do is, you're in the right place. You're taking training now, and you're starting to learn how this works. You increase that list and you follow up with folks. Okay. And then you work with Dr. Curry, because she knows she's having a lot of success and she knows how this works. So I want to encourage you to stay on, come back to further trainings, okay, and continue to work on people. This is why you have to have a large list, and why we say a list of 100, because while you might go through that list of 100 and say like a week, 2 weeks, or a month, okay, you may it may take you to get through that whole list before you get to three people, and you don't know when those 3 people are going to get started. It could be number 90, 96, 97, and 98, but you got to get through all of them. So that's why we say put a large list, because if you have a small list, and you've convinced yourself that these are all the only people that you know, and you have a small list, when a couple people tell you no, then you start to get discouraged because you don't see very many people to talk to. Okay, so that's why you want to mind up everybody. You know more than 100 people.
Yeah.
Okay, and you probably got 100, 200 people in your phone. Okay, so everybody needs to go on your list. If you spent $1 million and opened up, let's say, a car dealership, you would do what you need to do to let every single person know that you've got that car dealership. Because if they don't know that you have that car dealership, there's no way they can support your business.
Right.
So you got to let everybody know. Okay, but thank you for sharing, and I want to encourage you to keep on moving. you know,
Okay.
and the way you're feeling is normal. But what you want to do is develop that rhino skin and know that, and build your belief up, and know that when somebody tells you no, it means not now. It's their problem. The way I look at that is I say to myself, I have not given this person enough information so that they can make an informed decision to get started. So that's the only way I take it. Okay, this person just needs more information. And then I understand that I can't overload them. Nobody likes to be bombarded, to be bugged, or and what have you. So I make sure that I don't do that. Even when somebody tells me no, I just say, okay, is it okay if I keep you informed with respects to how well I'm doing in the business? And they'll say yes. And when they say yes, what they've just done was giving me permission to call them back. But I don't call them every day. I may call them once a month. And that once a month to be like, hey, I'm just calling to let you know how I'm doing in the business. Last month I was able to get 3 people started. I got my first check, man. I'm on my way. I'm excited. How are the kids? And then you change the subject, and that's it. Because sometimes people just need to see you and know that you're serious before they actually get started. So thank you so much, Jan, and just know you joined a great company, and the way you feel is not unlike many people, and that's why you need to come and take trainings like this so you can get the mindset straight and start to understand. So hopefully some of the things that we'll talk about will help you contact those folks as well. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. So look, folks, we're going to move forward. I appreciate you all for chiming in, and I think it may be about another 30 minutes or so. But what I want to do now is I want to go into a couple of scripts and how do we contact people, okay? So we like to keep it simple, all right? So 3 pieces. I got something I want to show you. You may or may not be interested, and it'll only take a few minutes of your time. So why do we say it like that? Okay, this approach overcomes objections before they arise. And this is what we want to do. We can anticipate what people will say. Okay, so as we anticipate it, we adjust and plan and deal with that before it happens. Okay, so I'm saying I want to show you something. I want to show or share with something with you. That means I'm not going to tell you about it. And because I'm not going to tell you about it, it eliminates questions that you can't answer right now. Okay. So then you may or may not be interested. This allows your prospect to kind of relax a little bit, because when you're talking to people, sometimes they don't want to feel like they're being sold. Okay. And they don't want to feel like, oh man, well, what is this guy? What is she coming at me with again? What is he coming at me with again? What is this about? So they can exhale and get the information from you and digest it in their own way. Okay. And then next, it'll only take a few minutes of your time. This shows respect for their time. Okay. Now, let's talk about a couple of approaches. Okay. There are basically 4 approaches. There's a direct approach. Okay. That's for people that you know. Okay. And that may be your peers, or these are people that really look up to you. Okay. They may consider you a mentor. They look up to you. So it's direct. Hey, listen, I got something I want to show you. You may or may not be interested. It don't take a few minutes of your time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot you this video, and take a look at the video, and I'll give you a call back maybe tomorrow at 12. Does that sound good? Boom. It's just very direct. Okay. Now, there's an indirect approach, which means this might be with somebody where you ask for their opinion, somebody that you look up to, and it could also possibly be a peer. All right. Then you have what's called a super indirect approach, which is like, hey, I know you wouldn't be interested in this, but I respect you a whole lot, and I know you know a lot of people, and you may know somebody that this is for. Okay. And so would you take a look at this information and let me know if you know anybody that this may fit, that this may fall into their scope of preview, if you will. But we're going to focus on these 2 approaches here, the direct approach and the indirect approach. Now, what we're doing, folks, is when you're talking to folks and you're calling people on your list, you want to smile. You want to be energetic. You want to have enthusiasm about what you're doing. Okay. So I'm going to close this down so you can see this. Make sure you can see this well here. But here's what we're doing. Hey, John, I'm glad I caught you. I'm running out the door real quick. I got something I want to share with you. You may or may not be interested. It only take a few minutes of your time. If I text you a website, do you think you could take a look at it by noon today? Great. I'll text you. I'll call you back at around 12:30. today. Talk to you later, good brother, okay, or good sister, or talk to you later, John, okay? And then at 12 o'clock, what you do is you just text them. You say, hey, I got caught up in a meeting, and I'll call you by 12:30. And that is your reminder, okay? Many times we'll say, hey, man, just calling to confirm our meeting for tomorrow. No, I'm never calling to confirm. We set an appointment, it's supposed to be there. I'm gonna remind you of our appointment, okay, but with that text. Because with that text 30 minutes ahead of time, if I'm shooting you a video that's less than a half an hour, let's just say a short peak your interest video that's 5-10 minutes long. Listen, you've got 30 minutes to watch that before I hit you back, and you can make our appointment. Okay, so that's why we do it that way. So again, it's, hey John, I'm glad I caught you. I'm running out the door real quick. I got something I want to share with you. You may or may not be interested in it. It'll only take a few minutes of your time. If I text you a website do you think you could take a look at it by noon today? Great. I'll text you the link, okay, and I'll get back to you by 12:30 today. Take it easy. Talk to you later. 12:30, text them back. Okay, 12 o'clock, text them back. Hey, got caught up in the meeting. I'll call you back at 12:30. All right. Indirect approach. Somebody that you look up to, or maybe even a peer. Hey, Mr. Johns, I'm glad I caught you. I'm running out the door real quick, sir. I respect you a lot as a successful businessman. Another business owner, Mr. Murray, recently introduced me to a great business idea. Now, you may or may not be interested, but I'd like to get your opinion on the information. And it'll only take a few minutes of your time. I know you're extremely busy, but do you think that you could take a look at the information by noon today? Great. I'll text you the link and get back to you by 12:30 tonight this evening to get your thoughts. Thanks again, and I'll call you back by 12:30 today. 12 o'clock, I got texting them, hey, I got caught up in a meeting, but I'll call you back at 12:30, okay? And that's the way we go about doing that, okay? And I like those two approaches, but again, understand this, keep it super simple, all right? If I was you, if I could, if I could, if I could send you a video that's showing you how me and my partners are getting out of debt and taking great trips, would you take a few minutes of your time to watch a short video to show you how we're doing it? If I would you, okay? If I sent you a link that showed you how we're using some great, a great how we're using a great system to make some income and get out of debt, do you think you could take a look at this short video by 12 o'clock today? Okay. All right. And so that's kind of how we want to do it. Something super short. If I would you. All right. So you're doing something and they're doing something. And then we also always want to use something third party. And again, you don't share the information if they don't agree. Okay. You want to get your people in a habit of starting to say yes. Okay. If I would you, yes, I would. Okay. So now I'm going to send you my video. Okay, so you're getting them to start saying yes. If I gave you a link with a short presentation that explained everything about how we're getting out of debt, would you watch it? Okay. If I gave you a website to describe the business, would you view the website? Okay. If I would you. Now, here's the best way to follow up. Okay. What did you like best about what you heard or saw in the video? All right. Many times we'll ask, what do you think? No, we don't want to know what they think. We want to know what they like best. We want to start from an area of something positive. Okay. What did you like best? Okay. And then you'll mirror and match and you'll say something like, yeah, great. That's what I liked as well. Okay. Now, in many cases, you won't take this next step. Okay. Did you see an opportunity for yourself? If you sent them a full presentation, then that might be the question, okay? Generally, if they say yes, then what you want to do is move them to the registration button on your landing page and walk them through getting set up, okay? But most of the times, we're piquing their interest so they have questions, okay? And they'll say, and if they have questions, this is your response. I was advised not to explain it myself. That's Dr. Curry's job. She's extremely busy. She knows all of the facts. She loves to help people. She's very down to earth. She likes to have a lot of fun, and she's having success in this business. She's extremely busy. Hold for a second while I get her on the line. Okay? Now, here's the key to this. Many times we wait for an answer Does the person want to talk to our expert? No, we're making a command. We're saying a statement. We're telling them, we're giving them directions to hold for a second while I get her on the line. So as I'm saying that, when I finish what I'm saying, I'm not waiting for a response. I'm clicking over on the phone and I'm dialing my expert. Okay. Now, will sometimes if you do a lot of these, might you come back and click over and there's nobody there? Yes. But if that's the case, then you know that that's not your person. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll follow back up. Hey, man, respectfully, man, I don't know what happened, man. I hate that my phone dropped us, but I just wanted to check with you and make sure everything was good. I'm going to go ahead and connect this to Dr. Carey real quick. Hold on while I connect this. Boom. All right. So it's going to be my fault that the phone disconnected. Okay. So that's how we do that. It's third party. You don't want to get caught up answering a bunch of questions. Okay. Now, sometimes, just so that you get caught up, if you get caught up, okay, if they say no, your response is, before you make your final decision, you should talk to Mr. Murray. Hold for a second while I get him on the phone. Okay. All right. So, or they might give you some kind of excuses. Oh, man, this is my kind of thing. I think this is one of those pyramids. Okay. And then your response will be something like this. Hey, that's the exact reason that you need to talk to Mr. Murray. That's the exact reason why you need to talk to Dr. Curry. Okay. That whatever their response is, okay, whatever their excuse is, that's the exact reason you need to talk to Dr. Curry. And then finally, if they're just like, no, you just ask, okay, is it okay if I just keep you informed? And generally they'll say yes. Why would they do that? Because they're not going to tell you, no, I don't want your opportunity. I'm not going to watch your video. No. Okay. And then you say, okay, I understand. Is it okay if I keep you informed? They're not going to say no twice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because now they can feel like they're ready to end the conversation and get off the phone. So you use that psychology to let it work for yourself, okay? So now we're going to move on. Don't get caught up in answering a bunch of questions, okay? Responses, okay, to tell me about it. I would if I could. It's 90% visual. You need to take a look at the information. It's like a puzzle. You need to see it all together for it to make sense. I don't want to mess it up for you. I wouldn't ask you to give up any of your time if it wasn't important. So if you could just take a look at the video, I promise you all the information is on there, and you'll be excited that you took the time to take a look at it. After they view the information, okay, I was advised not to explain that myself. That's Mr. Murray's job. Hold while I get him on the line, okay? So these are things that you use if you get stuck and you wind up having to answer questions and they started asking you things and you can't move forward. But let's talk about edification, okay, and how it fits into the three-way phone call. Edification is huge because it builds respect, okay? And you need your prospect to respect your expert, okay, or even the video. So you're going to edify the tool that you're giving a person to watch. So if I'm sending you my website, I'm going to edify that. Hey, listen, man, this video has a ton of powerful information on it. It's going to give you an overview of how this program works. You're going to love it. All right. So edification creates and builds respect. It's simply saying something good about a person or your tool or any aspect of our business. Okay, we edify it. So listen, when we're edifying a person, all right, we want to hit 4 personality types. The first is the fall personality type, which is the facts. Next is the spring personality type, that person that likes to help, okay? The third is the summer personality type, and that's the person that likes to have fun. And then fourth is that winter personality, that person that likes to make money, okay? So understand, and then I always like to use this, because remember, when you're trying to get somebody to talk to another person, they may be like, no, tell me about it. I don't want to talk to anybody else. Okay. I don't have a whole lot of time. So again, we want to overcome those objections before they arise. That's why it's pertinent that you learn the language of the business. Okay. Listen, Dr. Curry is extremely busy. Hold for a second while I see if I can get 1 minute of her time. Boom. And then you have to remember also that people are only as comfortable with you as you are with them. So if you're nervous about making that transition to your expert, then guess what? They're going to be nervous about allowing you to transition them to somebody else. So you want to make sure that you're smiling, you're confident, and you move forward and let the stuff, you got to practice this sometimes so it'll roll off your tongue. You get better at it as you do it, okay? So listen, this is how we do the three-way phone call, all right? So listen, you begin with the end in mind, you close your objective. This is what we want. This is what your expert wants to do, is close your objective, okay? And then you want to create three-way phone calls into the culture of your team, okay? Now, this is you. You call your expert ahead of time to make sure that they're available for you for the three-way phone call. You don't interrupt your expert. Okay, that's a form of de-edification. All right. You thank the expert after the appointment is set, okay, or the objective is accomplished, and then you get off the phone. Don't stay on the phone talking to your friend, because what your friend is going to do is find a way to get back to asking you what this is all about. And then when you tell them what it's all about, they don't need to look at your information, and now you're chasing the person instead of putting them into a system that works. Okay, so now this is your prospect. Your prospect is on a first name basis. Why? Because we want your prospect to have respect for your expert, who's on a last name basis. All right, never edify your prospect more than you do your expert. I don't care if they're Dr. So and so and so, or they're President Trump. Okay, we will, in this case, we will be working to get President Trump into the business. So we need to edify the expert. What we want is, we want your prospect, this doctor, this prominent person, to say, hey, you know what? I'm used to people edifying me like that. Who is this Dr. Curry? I need to see. You want them thinking, I need to see what they got to say. You know, so that's how we roll into the edification. So then what we're going to do is we're going to say, because listen, your prospect has some level of trust for you because you have their number, they know you, okay? Now, what you want to do is you edify your expert, all right? And the reason you edify them is because you want your prospect to have respect for your expert and what they say, okay? And then what your expert is going to do is they're going to edify you back. They're going to give you back the edification, which makes your prospect feel comfortable in working with you. See, folks, we got to use third parties sometimes, because in many cases, our prospect knows you for what you do, and they don't know you as a cryptocurrency or a gold expert. So sometimes their interpretation of you can get in the way of them seeing the value of getting involved in this awesome opportunity. So that's why you've got to use third party. They'll believe that you know somebody that can guide them to the riches that they want before they believe that you can do it. So we use that psychology to make it work for us in the system, okay? So now this goes like this. So we're gonna say something like, hey, John, um, what I want to do is I want to get my partner on the phone to answer your questions. This person knows 110% of the facts. They love to help people. They like to have fun, and they're building a world-class international business. Listen, Dr. Curry, she's extremely busy. Hold for a second while I see if I can get 1 minute of her time. Okay, now you might need to practice that a little bit. I've done this for many years, and it can roll off my tongue. And so understand, sometimes for me it sounds scripted because I say it so well. So sometimes the naturalness in your voice makes it go off much better. Okay, but here's the thing: just make sure that you're talking from a point of confidence and posture. Okay, so that's the three-way phone call. All right, now let's look and let's see how much time we have, because we got about it's 8:30. Let's take about a few minutes and let's go through some role play, okay? So what I'm going to need, we've got a few folks on here that aren't out trick-or-treating. So what we're going to do is I need 2 volunteers, okay? If I can get 2 people to volunteer with me, let's roll through and work through the three-way phone call and how to make that happen. I need 2 people to volunteer, unmute their lines, and help me out with this process. I don't like to script this because I want it to be real. I'm anticipating people, possibly making a mistake or two, and that's fine because I'm going to be the expert, and I'm going to show you how the expert will fix any of the errors. The expert will make sure that the three-way goes off properly. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do first and foremost. I have my son on the line, Kamari. Kamari, I want you to be my prospect. If you will unmute, I want you to be my prospect. I'm going to be the affiliate. okay, right now. So I'm the new affiliate that's working through my list. And what I'm going to do, Kamari is my prospect. Welcome. Hey, thanks for your help, Kamari. Kamari is my 21-year-old son. He's a VIP in the company. Just got a Gladiators Club award. He's WBW. He has the WBW pin. He has KBC, KCB, and he acquires gold on a regular basis. Okay, so um, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna call my expert, and I'm calling my expert. Hey, and my expert answers the phone. How you doing? This is Al. Just wanted to call you up, let you know I'm going to be making a few return calls, and I'm going to be contacting some people on my list probably for the next hour or so. Could you be available for three-way phone calls for me? They'll tell me yes or no. And then what I may also do is call one other person up to make sure that I have a backup, okay, just in case that person is busy, okay? So I got a backup now. And now I'm calling the first person on my list, and it's Kamari. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Kamari, how you doing, man? I'm so glad I caught you. I'm running out the door. I'm extremely real busy right now, but I'm glad I caught you. Listen, I got something I want to show you. Listen, you may or may not be interested. It'll only take a few minutes of your time. A gentleman shared a great opportunity to make some incredible income, and he's showing folks how to get out of debt. If I shot you over a quick video, do you think you could take a look at that short video? It's about 10 minutes long. You think you could watch it, take a look at it by noon tomorrow?
Well, what's the video about?
Man, it's about getting out of debt. It's about taking great vacations. And I'm telling you, it's self-explanatory. What I'm going to do is I'll text it to you. It's very short. It's only about 15 minutes. You think if I text it over there to you, you could take a look at it by tomorrow at 12?
I'll check it out for you.
You'll check it out? Great, great, great. Well, listen, what I'll do is I'll give you a call back about 12:30 tomorrow. And just to get your opinion on the video, okay?
All right, that's fine.
Great, great, great. So now tomorrow comes, it's 12 o'clock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to text Kamari. Hey, Kamari, got caught up in a meeting. And I'll call you tomorrow. I'll call you at 12:30 about that 10-minute video that I shot you. Okay. So now it's 12:30. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Kamari, how you doing? This is Al. Just giving you a call back. I wanted to see what you like best about what you heard or saw in that video.
Well, I like the fact that you could build a business from the comfort of your home and I don't have to go into my job and work on somebody else's schedule. That was the best thing that I liked about it.
Wow. Okay. Outstanding. Those are two of the things I like the best as well. You know, I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I like being able to make my own schedule. Well, listen, did you understand everything that you heard and saw in that video?
Uh, a little bit of it. How do you get paid?
Well, here's the thing. You know, I'm just getting started in my business, and I don't want to mess it up for you. But I've got this young lady. Her name is Dr. Curry. She knows 110% of the facts. She loves to help people. She's very, very down to earth. But listen, make no mistake about it. She's building a world-class business, but she's extremely busy. Listen, I need you to hold for 1 second while I see if I can get her on the line. Click. Do 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 do. And now I'm going to be the expert. Okay. So, Dr. Curry, I've got Kamari Murray on the line. He's taking a look at the video, and he says that he likes the fact that he can possibly leave his job, earn money, and start to make his own schedule. What I like to do with him is if you could answer any questions that he has, and maybe invite him out to get more information on the Tuesday night webinar at 9 o'clock. Okay, so now I've given the objective is to answer the person's Kamari's questions and to get them more information by inviting them out to the webinar on Tuesday night. Okay, so now I'm the expert and I'm clicking in. All right, so the way I would do this, okay, the way I would do this, I'm going to click back in. Kamari, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Great, great, great. Listen, you're in luck, man. I was able to get Dr. Curry on the line, and you know, it's always a pleasure. One of the things I love about her most, she always takes time out of her busy schedule to help me out. Dr. Curry, are you there? Yes, I'm here. Dr. Curry, this is Kamari Murray, my friend I was telling you about. And boom. So now I'm going to be Mr. Murray, okay? And this is the way I will handle this as an expert, okay? I would say, how you doing, Kamari?
How you doing, Mr. Murray?
Great, great, great. Listen, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Al Murray. I'm a local business owner in the Southern Maryland area, and I'm extremely excited about this opportunity that has me and Al associated with this company that's been in business since 2011. Company is doing some phenomenal things on an international scale. Not only that, but we're part of one of the fastest growing and largest team of goal savers in the world. Wealth Builders Worldwide is a team of about 70,000 strong. And I'm telling you, we are helping people all over the globe accumulate wealth in physical gold. But listen, Kamari, I understand you had a chance to take a look at some information. Is that correct?
Yes, I checked out a 15-minute video of some Mr. Curry, Dominique Curry.
Okay, okay. And what did you like best about what you heard on that video?
Well, he said something about being able to build a business from your home and like work your own schedules. But I was just wondering, like, how would I get paid from this?
Wow. Well, that's a great question. Well, listen, man, we get paid by referral and we get paid in so many tremendous ways. We get paid in about 7 different ways. But I'll tell you, the comp plan, listen, you really, really need to see the comp plan for yourself. All right. And what I want to do is I actually conduct a webinar on Tuesday nights. It's an international webinar. Generally, we have a couple of hundred people on the web link. It's live streamed over Facebook, and it generally gets about 3,000 to 4,000 views. Consistently. So what I want to do is personally save you a seat on that webinar. So if I get Al to shoot you the link, do you think you can jump on that link and check out the webinar at about 8:55 p.m.? And what I can guarantee you is that if you take the time out of your schedule to make that webinar, we'll make sure that you have a spot. And if you have pen and paper, you can take notes, and I guarantee you that all of your questions will be answered by the information that's delivered on that webinar. And if you have any questions, what Al will be able to do is get you back on the phone with myself or one of our other colleagues to answer any questions that you may have. Does that sound fair, Kamari?
It does, but I normally don't get off work until about 9:15. So is there anything else that I could possibly check out?
Well, let me ask you this, because I prefer to have you chime in on that live webinar because it's one of the best platforms for delivering the information. What does your schedule look like on Thursday nights at 9?
Well, I'm off on Thursdays.
Oh, you're off on Thursdays. Okay. Well, listen, what I'll do, one of my colleagues, Greg McKay, does that Thursday night webinar presentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact him and let him know that you'll be on that webinar. And then what Al will do is connect us both back together after that webinar, and I'll answer any questions that you have specifically. Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Kamari. It's been my pleasure talking to you. But before I let you go, I just want to let you know, I don't know how you know Al, but Al is one of the top affiliates in the company. He's actually holding one of the top positions in the company as well as a Gold Director Elite. And I'll be quite honest with you, he literally could answer all of your questions already. But what he's doing is he's following a system that shows you how to work this business without knowing a lot. So just know that you're working with a very competent person, and I look forward to talking to you after the webinar this Thursday at 9 o'clock. So just make sure that you jump on about 8:55. Okay, Kamari?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Murray.
You're welcome, sir. I look forward to talking to you then. All right. So that's typically the way we'll handle a three-way phone call or what have you. Let me just check the time. I want to open up for any questions or comments. I got about 8:40 right now. I can stay on to about 9, depending upon what the questions look like, but I want to make sure that I get you all off the line because we do have Mr. McKay doing his presentation at 9 o'clock. We've got some stuff going on with Pay Yourself First and some other teams that have things that are going on there as well at 9 o'clock. But what I want to do now is I want to open up to any questions that any of you all might have about anything that we've talked about tonight, including the three-way phone call. You'll have to unmute. Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Murray, I have a question.
Yes.
What do we do when people are unresponsive when you follow up and they're unresponsive? They won't give you a straight answer like yes or no.
You just follow up. Okay.
Okay.
You just follow up. Okay. Because people are going to be the person that they are. And this is why we want to have a large list so that no one person is responsible for your success. Okay. So if you're not responsible, if you're non-responsive, guess what? Think about what that person is going to be like in your business.
Oh.
They're going to be
Okay.
non-responsive. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's why I don't force people into the business. I don't talk people into the business. I
Right.
walk them into the business and I let them get in when they're ready. So that's why I keep a ton of people in the pipeline. Let me see if I can find something real quick. I want to see if I can
Okay.
find something. Let me just do this. And I'm going to try to find this one slide. Because that's a great question. And many of us see, sometimes we'll try to kind of, we want people to get in right now, but it's a process. It's a process
Okay.
that goes on. Okay. And typically 3 to 5 plus exposures before someone gets started. So you're starting with your list of 100 names. And as you contact them, you just put them in this funnel. This is like the pipeline. I think you said you were working with a pipeline list. Okay. So this is
Yes,
the
sir.
this is the pipeline. You put them in the pipeline, right? And so you put all of the exposures that you make in here. Boom, boom, boom. And then you keep giving them exposures. So you expose them the first time, you let them look at a video. Okay. The second time they go to the webinar. The third time you might invite them out to a Super Saturday or a live presentation. Okay. The next time you might send them another video. You might put them on another 3-way phone call. So it's additional exposures. And what I like to think of the funnel as is like the oven. It's like an oven. You're putting a pie in the oven, and when the pie is ready, you take it out. It pops out as a fresh pie. So you put your prospect in the funnel and you keep giving the exposures, okay? And then
Okay.
eventually they get what they need and they pop out as an affiliate. Your job is to keep a minimum of 10 in play. 10 people should be in play, 10 people that are ready to make a decision, yes or no, okay? And when they say yes, you move them into the affiliate process. When they say no, you put them back into here.
Okay.
Okay, and you continue to put exposures. So if they say no, what you say is, listen, many times as an inexperienced affiliate, you might want to get mad, but you have to understand that this is the process. Okay, so what you say is, listen, I understand everything is not for everybody, but listen, Danielle, is it okay if I keep you informed about the type of success that I'm having with the business? And most of the time they'll say yes. So when they say yes, guess what? You're putting them back in here. And that next exposure is just a phone call, maybe a month later. Hey, Danielle, you said it was okay to keep you informed. I just want to let you know last month was a great month for me. I completed my 5 and 5 training. I know you don't know what that means, but that just simply means that I got paid. I got people joining my business. And man, I'm just totally excited. I mean, girl, I'm just totally excited. All right. So here's the thing. How are the kids? And now I'm just changing the subject, because understand, if I always attack,
Right.
you start to think, man, Danielle, man, she must need me pretty bad, man. Now how now you're telling me that you're gonna help me earn some income and make wealth, but you got to call me every day to try to convince me to get into your business. Never ever is anybody gonna think that I'm trying to convince them, because what I'm here to do is I'm here to share with you a way to do something different and to build wealth. I'm here to help you with that, but I'm never here to convince you to do anything. Okay. So this is this is the system here. So the name of the game is to put as many people in that pipeline as you can and keep exposing them. Okay. And eventually they pop out way more in the hopper. So just think about this as your list. You got your list of 100. You got to put those 100 in the list. And then what starts to happen is, as you get your first 5 people, guess what? Those 5 people go in here. So they're popping out also. Okay. So they're not just your affiliates, but they're your team affiliates. Okay. So this is your funnel, but there's an even larger funnel that encompasses yours and theirs. Your entire team has a funnel. And that's the job that you have to do, is to help your team start to grow by helping them understand the philosophies that we'll teach them through trainings like this. Great question. Did I answer it for you, Danielle?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions or comments? Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I do have one more.
Sure, no problem. Ask away.
Okay. All right. I work a job full time and I do this part time.
Okay.
And I was wearing the pin. I still am wearing the Care Bars pin at work.
Mm-hmm.
And well, people were asking me about it, and I was telling people about it and inviting them to my coworkers to take a look. Well, my supervisor found out about it, and I was doing it innocently, but she called me into her office and kind of told me that I can't do that, that it conflicts with them. So I feel kind of stuck in that regard.
Well, here's the thing. If you need your job, you don't want to jeopardize it. So you don't break the rules of the job. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But the other thing too is, you can say certain things like, you're not prospecting anybody. People just asking you a question and you're just sharing some information with them. You can explain that, but if they aren't good with that, then you just have to abide by the rules of the place where you are. You know what I mean? Like, I like to prospect, and sometimes I prospect in malls. And when I prospect in a mall, they have a no soliciting process, policy. Okay. But many times I'm talking to a friend, I see somebody I meet, listen, we're talking. I'm not soliciting. You know what I mean? They asked me for some information, we're talking, and I gave it to them. You know what I mean? So you just have to be respectful of the rules around you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's and if you can't do that, maybe that was something that you was intending to do. Maybe you need to do it on your lunch break. You know what I mean? And things like that. But you might not be able to just go in and say, hey, girl, blah, 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 but just be respectful. And in those cases, that's why you don't want to say a whole lot about and be in there explaining the business. Okay? Because you get caught up talking to somebody for a long time and their boss sees you and the other person not being productive. That's their main problem, is they think you're not being productive.
Okay.
So just be careful with that. And then that way, and then you may have to step up and get your exposures in another way. Remember, you can expose and talk to people anytime and anywhere. You're at the gas station, you're at the grocery store. It's just as simple as saying, hey, how you doing today, man? I noticed you're looking pretty sharp. Listen, quick question, a stab in the dark. Do you keep your income options open? Oh, yeah, I do. I keep my income options open. Well, listen, me and my partners are expanding in the area. You may or may not be interested, but I got some information I'd like to share with you. Let me get your name and number real quick, and what I'll do is I'll text you over a quick video that'll show you what we're using to help people gain wealth, go on vacations, and get out of debt. And then I'll just turn my phone around. I have a Samsung Note. I turn my phone around like this, and I offer the pen, and I just look at the phone. They take the pen, they take the phone, and they write their name and number down. And then I say, great. What I'll do is I'll text you my landing page. It'll have a video on there. You just click that video, take a look at it. And what I'll do is follow back up with you tomorrow. Would 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. be better? I give them a choice. Many times I'd rather give people a choice than to ask them, what works for them, because people, you never know what they're going to say. And I'm trying to do things now. Okay. So that's one way of prospecting, to talk to more people. And you don't have to necessarily go out to prospect. You just prospect while you're out. You're getting gas. You're at the grocery store, and in many cases you start off with you're at the gas station getting gas. And it's like, man, somebody's there. They got a nice car, man. That's a nice car. What color is that? Oh, money green. Wow, man, money, that's my subject right there. Me and my partners, listen, stab in the dark, man. But let me ask you a question. Do you keep your income options open? Oh, yeah, I do. Listen, me and my partners, we are looking to expand in this area. And listen, you may or may not be interested, but a lot of people are getting excited by the information that we're sharing with them about making more money and building wealth. I got a short video on my website. Let me get your name and number real quick, and I'll text you the information. And if I text you that information, you think you could take a look at it by, say, tomorrow, 10 o'clock or maybe 6 p.m., which works best for you? Oh, I could probably watch it. How long is it? Oh, it's about 5 minutes long. Oh, I could probably watch it by 6 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, great. Go ahead and write your name and number right here. Boom. Okay. And honestly, I don't tend to write the name and number. I like to have them do it because if I ask them and I'm looking to write, a lot of times they start to think, well, should I give me their number? Should I give them their number, my number? You know, that they're thinking that. But if I offer them, generally, if you offer somebody something, they take it. Okay. But secondly, they're thinking now, okay, they might be thinking now, what number should I give them? Should I give them my landline number, my cell number, or what? Okay. And then they write a number down. I let them write. And then I just may ask them, okay, is this your cell number? Oh, no, that's not my cell. Well, go ahead and put your cell number on there, you know? And you give some verbal communications like, yeah, okay, go ahead and put your number on there, you know? And that coaxes them along, and they'll go ahead and write that cell phone number down there also. You know what I mean? So it's just little techniques, okay? And I'm telling you, I could talk and train on this all day long, and this is really why you guys want to come back week after week, and you want to have your teams. If you haven't noticed, I probably got a slide deck over here with 100 slides in it with teachings and trainings that show you how to build and work your business, okay? So so you know, not here to brag. I'm just here to help you, you know, build your business, you know. So that's what it's all about. And what I want to do now is I just want to, let me see what time it is. I want to open up just in case. Okay, I got 8:53. If there's one more question, I'll go ahead and take that before I let everybody go.
Mr. Murray, I don't have a question, sir, but just definitely want to commend you on outstanding training tonight, man. Definitely look forward to getting these numbers up, man. Got a lot of activity going on. You are, I'm telling you, man, you're just leading the path for us, man. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you taking time out to do these trainings for us. So with that, sir, I just wanted to give you a comment on it.
Sounds good, sir. I appreciate that. For those of you that don't know, that is actually Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright is a silver, his highest level is silver director in the business, and he's somebody I've known for years, a dear friend of mine, and he's just doing a phenomenal job. He's running for that gold director, possibly gold director elite position this month, and he's a tremendous leader. So I appreciate those comments, sir. And if I actually could show you that first that slide that I did with the list on it, you'll see that list actually has Alfred's name on it, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there it is right there. That's right. So I'm here to tell you guys, this is a tremendous business, and just learn the fundamentals and keep plugging. You keep going with small wins. So with that, any last question? That was a comment. I appreciate you, Mr. Wright.
I do want to say thank you, Mr. Murray. I've really enjoyed this training. I did not know you did this at first. I happened to see it in the Karatbars World group, and I really wanted to be on. So I will be here next week with other team members. Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless you. You have a great day. Anyone, any closing comments?
Thank you very much. It was really helpful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. God bless you, and I hope to see you again. So listen, you're welcome. You're welcome. So look, folks, what I want you to do is I want you to get back to the person that sponsored you in the business, okay? You want to let them know that you've been working on your list. You've got a list down. You know how to do three-way phone calls. Go over with them how they want you to do the three-way phone call with them. Set up your private goal reception or your Wealth Builders Worldwide event, okay? Set that up. That's going to help you start building and setting up momentum to start having the success that you're looking for in the business, okay? So with that, folks, I appreciate you. And just know that as you start inviting your people back to this training, you know what they're getting, and you know that they should have a list. They should know how to do three-way phone calls, and they should be able to call you back. Now, you may not be the one to do their three-way phone calls for them until you're ready, but you know who to direct them to get those three-way phone calls done. Okay? So with that, folks, I appreciate you all. God bless and good night.
Hey, Mr. Murray, real quick, sir.
Yes, sir.
Greg McKay coming up at 9 o'clock. You
Yes,
didn't
sir.
mention that, did you? Or did you mention that?
Early on.
Okay, okay,
Just sort of, yeah, because I try to get everybody off of this at 9 o'clock because we've got Greg McKay. We've also got Pay Yourself First and maybe a few other things as well. But I'm getting ready to jump on Mr. Greg McKay's and on one line and on my phone. I think I'm going to have Pay Yourself First too because I think Dom and them are going over some pretty good stuff over there as well.
good
So,
stuff,
Mr.
man.
Murray,
yes.
Mr. Murray, are you going to be have this recorded on YouTube?
This is going to be on YouTube. I'm either going to put this one or the one I did last week on YouTube. So my name is
So,
Al Murray. Just type Al Murray. You can search Al Murray Carrot Bars and then
okay.
subscribe to the page.
All right, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless. Any other questions or comments? With that, folks, I appreciate you all. Good night. See you next Thursday.